Hello, welcome to Army Moves on the Commodore 64. Now this is released by Imagine in 1987, as you can see, and a game designed by Dynamic. And you know what this means? This means that this is going to be a fucking hard game, because all Dynamic games were. They originally programmed all their games on the Amstrad and Spectrum, I think. Those sort of Z80 machines. So the conversions tend to be done in-house by Ocean, Imagine, call them what you will. And in this case, the program is by Zach Townsend, you know. So this means it can either be quite good or absolute shit. But music by Fred Gray, and you know, it's quite bouncy, but it's not his best work by far, but yeah, it's okay. Right, let's have a look. Now you take control of this little jeep. Unfortunately, the controls aren't ideal because you've got to press space to fire the ground missile. So what I tend to do is just keep my finger on the space bar at all times and just keep firing. Fuck. The objective is to get to, well, just get to the end of the level really. Where it says fuel at the bottom right, that's when that says 0, that you're at the end of the level. Now there is, I mean, this is actually quite playable and it's reasonably fun, but there is one problem with this, oops, as we'll find out now. When you lose a life, it sends you back to the fucking beginning. So this is rather frustrating, to say the least. I mean, there's nothing worse than almost completing the level than losing your life and having to do it all again. But that's Dynamic for you. People who don't have a fucking clue how to design a game. It's a shame because, you know, the game itself works. No problem is once you've jumped, you're sort of committed to it, and that can be, you've got to sort of jump it and time your jumps very carefully. Now, you know, Fred Gray's music's okay, it's not brilliant, but, you know, it's jovial enough. Oh shit. The graphics are, I think the graphics are quite good actually, quite colourful, sort of cartoon-like. Oh. Now this game came in 2 loads. What happens is, once you completed all the levels in the first load, and I can't remember how many there are, so there's something like 5 or 6, maybe 4. 4, 5 or 6 levels, but once you completed them you got given a password, and then you could load the second side and just play that. So once you knew the password, you didn't really have to play the first load anymore, which is a bit pointless really, but I've managed to complete the first section, which believe me is not easy. Right, now we control this little helicopter, and it's, well, it's not 100% different from the first level, which was just going the other way. That's all, and we're in the air. As usual, you got to press space to drop your ground missiles, so it's a bit. If you play it in a real 64, it's quite a clunky system. I used to play it with my foot on the spacebar. I'm sure lots of other people did that as well. This is probably about as far as I'm going to get, because this level was even harder than the first one. Again, the graphics are very cartoony. I think they're quite well done. There's some nice parallax and things. So, I mean, in terms of programming, it's not bad. It just could have done with being a bit easier. It doesn't send you to the back all the time, back to the start, it might have been a bit more fun. Fucking hell. Right, I mean, you know, if you're sort of if you're into your sadomasochism, you might you might get a bit of enjoyment out of this, but you'd have to be some sort of pervert, I think, to really enjoy this game. But I did actually own this back in the day on budget re-release, I think. And many a time, well, I did spend a lot of time playing it, but there was it wasn't good for my blood pressure, let's put it that way. Oh, you bastard. And of course, once it's game over, you have to start the first level again, so... Right, well that's army moves for you. It's a ridiculously hard game, which unfortunately spoils it, because the later levels are not just helicopters and jeeps. You get on foot and you got to jump over swamps and things like that. But I mean, there's quite a lot of game here, but unfortunately it's just way too hard. So on that ground, I would have to give it I'll give it 3 out of 10, and that's just because I like quite the graphics in it. And it's quite well programmed. It sounds okay, but it's just too hard to be a fun game. So yeah, 3 out of 10, I think that's a fair score.